Hello ladies and gentlemen, General Ghost here, back with an amazing video for you. After a long time I have started to make videos again after the Paramount Cup, and this one is a great video for you. If you are starting out Warpath, or if you are an old player that has been here for years, this might be a video to help you set up your units, set up your base for defense and offense. So if you guys like this video, please go ahead and subscribe, comment down below, like this video, and if you want to talk to me directly and join the community, there's a Discord link down below in the description. Yes guys, we'll love to have you, and it really helps out this channel. Guys, I will see you in the video, and enjoy. Alright ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Now we are going to talk about three main points. We're going to talk about the camp buffs, then we're going to talk about defense and offense, and then we're going to talk about the officers and the skills you have to put on them. Now let's talk about the camp buff first. Alright ladies and gentlemen, so camp buffs is something you can use if you're a free-to-play player, new to this game, or if you're an old player. Now there is different ways of using this and different percentages. So the first one is a 3-3-2 split. Now what does that mean? This is going to give you 10% damage buff or camp buff. Now what does that mean? This is the amount of units you use per camp. So you're going to have 3 Liberty, 3 Vanguard, and 2 Martyrs, or vice versa. Alright ladies and gentlemen, this is going to give you 10%, and then a 4-2-2 split will be 12%, alright, or a 4-3-1 will be a 12%. Then if you go ahead and put 4-4, this will give you a 16%, or a 5-2-1 will give you a 17%. If you're going up a little bit more, you'll have a 5-3 that gives you a 19, and then the ultimate one that you can use if you have everything organized correctly is a 6-2 that's going to give you a 20% buff. Now why is this so important? A lot of the guys say they haven't seen this on the battlefield when they do this, but guys, I've tested this out. It does help a lot. I've used it in the Paramount Cup. You have to sometimes sacrifice a little bit of damage or a little bit of power, but you gain the damage. Alright, you won't see it physically most of the time, but it is there ladies and gentlemen. And as everybody knows, damage is much more important than firepower in most scenarios. Alright ladies and gentlemen, so let's go and look how this actually looks like, and we jump into the game and see how I set mine up. What is my damage buff? What does it look like? And does it help me out a lot? Alright ladies and gentlemen, so we are now here. I am in S14 right here, you can see, and you can see my setup is totally different than it used to be. This is because I have made some changes on here. Now if you guys go in here, if you want to find and see your damage buff, you click over here, you go into buffs, you go over to military ladies and gentlemen, and then you will go down to damage. Now this camp skill will tell you what buff you have. As you can see, I have 17%. This is because I have a 5-2-1 split. Now let me show you how that looks. Now if you go into my units right here, you will see I have a Vanguard here. I've got 2 artilleries, that is Liberty. I've got a infantry, that's a Liberty, and then I have a RL rocket launcher, or as people call them, a BM truck right here. Then I have my Vanguard fighter and 2 units that I use as fillers. They are not built, they are just there for the camp buff. So let's go count this ladies and gentlemen. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Liberty, and 1, 2 Vanguard. So that's a 5-2, and then I have a rocket truck over here to put the last one. So I have a 17% damage buff. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And that is very important for me that is in an epic alliance. Sorry, I'm in an epic alliance, and that is very important because that 17% damage buff is going to help me on the field. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we must understand that most of the players need to use this. You need to set up your camp buff this way so that you can get that free damage. And it's very important to help out your team as well, especially if you're a smaller player in a big battlefield where there's a lot of strong people. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, once you have set up your units, all right, you can go ahead and check. Can I do a 16%? Can I only do a 10%? Can I do 17? Can I do 19? Can I do 20? All right. But after that, we have to talk about defense and offense. Now, this is very important because you need to know what your team needs and is your team a very aggressive alliance, or do they like to defend? For instance, Mass is a very good defending alliance, and 14 as well. Then you saw in they also have a time where they will push forward and attack. So you can change your setups to be able to go ahead and play defensively, or you can play offensively. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we can look at how that is gonna look like. We can jump in here again. Now, if you look at your units, all right, there are certain things that you can do for defense and offense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can have a balanced setup as well. Now, for defense, you definitely want to work on your base defense and units that can defend your territory and alliance with maximum efficiency. All right, we're talking about super heavies, we're talking about artillery, talking about L tanks that can hunt the helis and hunt reserves, right? Because if the reserves can't get to the battlefield, they can't fill up the artillery groups and you can slow them down. So things like that that can play a role, like ATGs as well. These are all defensive units where you can place them in your territory and they will slow down the enemy's attack and also defend your base. Now, why do I have a super heavy in my base at this moment? Because I like to play base to base and I like to help run artillery groups to burn bases. But if you look at the officers that I have on my SH, my super heavy, it's very defensive. All right, I've got Sevelin here that gives me a shield, and then Thorn that gives me a shield as well. I also play with Steel Fighter, and this gives me another shield or a shield buff when people are attacking my base. Now, why is the super heavy so important? It's because at that very moment when someone's attacking my base, the shields work coefficient with my unit's HP. All right, and my super heavy, as everybody knows, has the most HP, especially when it's in your base. All right, so you can see my HP is 8.67 million, so it will be coefficient with that, and that means your base will withstand a lot more damage from AG groups or someone trying to blow you up, even if it's base to base. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And then if you want to play offensively, you will build a unit that is DPS. Now, DPS unit is a unit that does a lot of damage per second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like your artillery and then also your BM truck. They can be used as defense and offense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the ATG, and we will be talking about the offense first. Now, if you are playing offense, you are sending units to AG groups that does good in the field. All right, so basically your helicopter will do well in an AG group, your MBT, but I will not put the MBT at this moment. We're waiting to see if they will buff that unit. And then also your L tank. Your tank is very, very important on the field. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you can run your L-tank solo or your helicopter solo, AG group if you want to, if you're good with that, or you can send it to an AG group. Now defensively, you need units that can do a lot of damage inside your base or can do a lot of damage while they are activated, like on or aggroed on the field. All right, like your artillery. Now, how do you set up your artillery for that? I have two different artilleries here. All right, I've got one that is mostly just for offense. It has a very, very strong offense setup. All right, especially with the officer skills. And then I have one that is good for defense. That would be good for inside the base. Now, as you can see, its firepower is much lower than the first one. It's because the one is maxed out and the other one is not. Now, what do I mean about a field and a base artillery? Mainly my main artillery will be out on the field attacking, and I will be playing artillery groups with this. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And then one will be staying in my base, defending my base. If someone comes and attacks it, there is some defense in there, and the officer skills will be put on this. That will be heavy offense, all right, or helping out the base, so base defense skills. Now, this is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because if you think about how things work in Warpath, you want a more balanced artillery on the field. Now, what does this mean? A balanced artillery is basically artillery that is half offense and half defense. Okay, it will be artillery with more health, because you want to stay on the field much longer. It must have high damage but also balanced into defense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because you are fighting on a battlefield that has a lot of strong units, your artillery must be able to survive. And if you don't have any skills on that artillery that can make it survive by using the right and correct officer skills, you're gonna die very, very quickly, especially when you are fighting someone way more powerful than you. Now, for defense, you have to set up your super heavy to be able to survive the battlefield. Now, it must be balanced as well with base defense, and it has to be balanced with surviving and tanking bases. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about officer skills. Officer skills is very important, especially if you are on a battlefield, like an epic battlefield, because officer skills is a make or break for your units. And I'm going to break it down a little bit, how you can use this to your advantage. Now, I know a lot of people don't have a lot of officer skills yet, and not a lot of officers unlocked, so you won't be able to do what I'm doing right now, but you can work towards it, and I will tell you how to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important, so please pay attention. All right, so let's get into it. Now, if you look at officers, you get three types of officers, all right, and I'm not talking about their type like versatile, tank. No, I'm not going to say that you can read up. All right, your officers are basically in three categories. It's because we're using their skills, you're going to have offense, defense, and then balance. This is how I use them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as you can see, my tank will be a lot of defense, all right, so giving you, the damage resistance, all that type of stuff, something that you can use, HP. Your tank, your super heavy, has to stay longer, so this is your defense unit, all right. This is the guy that has to tank, and then obviously my first one, my first artillery will be, the first one will be obviously the skilled 10% reload speed, and then we will go into a damage. But you need to have this as well. on your first artillery, and this is very, very important, a balanced skill, where you will get HP but also firepower, so you can survive on the battlefield longer, ladies and gentlemen. And then you can go offense again. You need to set it up this way so that it has the defense that you need and the HP or blast damage resist to be able to be the last unit standing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And then obviously, as you can see, we are going again with my second artillery. Now this is the artillery that I normally put in my base. Alright, whenever officer gets, okay, so very short and prep time. Prep time in the base is very, very, very important. So I'm buffing all the units inside my base, right? And then obviously garrison, because this is gonna be an officer that's gonna be in my base, you need the garrison damage. Alright, and then I will be having a, you know, defensive skill. Alright, and then also another, here we go, attacking skill. Alright, so this is how you set it up, ladies and gentlemen. Then you can have your supporting officers in the units that you're not actually building or not actually using, but you can use them for their officer skills. I've got very much this, we have Steel Fighter here, and she will help us, you know, buff up our base. And then I have Tip of the Spear that gives you skills to buff everyone inside the base. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And then you can go ahead and fill up all the officer skills that you need in your base or on a certain unit, so it can help you with base defense, because you will not be using this unit on the battlefield. Being inside of your base is very important. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so you have to set up your skills correctly, and you have to set it up so that it is effective inside your base. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have any questions about this, please come and join my Discord. Please come and join everything. You know, comment down below. I will answer you guys. If you guys have found that this video is helpful and you still have some questions, please go ahead and subscribe, comment your question, or join my Discord. We will answer all the questions there. We have a lot of experienced players in there that help out the younger or players that have questions. They help them out a lot. I am now in S14. I have joined them. I have chosen to come here because of content, and the guys are really helping me out. And then I also have a my main account is in S34. If you guys want a fun gold alliance, you guys can message me and join me over there. We are building a gold or silver alliance just to have fun. And then yeah, if you find this useful, please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps me out. I will be live streaming from this weekend on again, and we're gonna have a lot of fun on there. We're gonna see if we can get some players in there. I'll be making a lot of videos this weekend with some other YouTubers, Skeet V2 and Cuban Gang, and we will see if we can get some other YouTubers in there as well. We are building a community, and I hope you guys will join us there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna sign out. I will see you guys in the next one, and enjoy your day. Have a good day, have a good night. If you guys are going to bed while watching this, I hope you sleep well. If you guys just waking up and having a coffee, have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.
New mission is full bar. Need immediate reinforcements. Falling back to LZ.
Hold on, Revis. We are inbound. Get us on the ground, now!
Copy that. Fucking hang on!